Hello everyone, I'm Viviana Stuve. Welcome back to our live weekly updates. Today I wanted to talk to you about the I-601A provisional waiver for unlawful presence. This waiver is available for people that are in the United States and they have accumulated unlawful presence in the United States and need to travel to a US consulate abroad to get their immigrant visa so that they can become permanent residents. So why do you need a waiver? To be able to get your permanent residence, you have to be admissible to the United States. There's certain things that make you inadmissible. It could be crime related, it could be health related, it could be immigration violations. So for example, if you overstay your visa, so you entered with a B2 and then you overstayed and you're doing a process through an employer, so you have to leave the country. Once the time that you had valid in the US expired, you start accumulating unlawful presence. You also accumulate unlawful presence if you enter the United States illegally through the border. So the moment that you step into the United States, you start accumulating unlawful presence. So unlawful presence, you have to be 18 years or older to accumulate. So minors, until they're 18, the time that they're here doesn't count. And it is an inadmissibility ground that's triggered when you leave the country, when you depart the country. So this waiver, what it does is basically it forgives the unlawful presence before you go to the interview. Before, the process used to be that you would have your petition and then the case gets sent to the National Visa Center, then it goes through the process until you get an interview at the consulate, then you go to the consulate and then they say you're inadmissible, you have unlawful presence, you need to apply for a waiver. So in that case, you would have to send the application to the United States, wait 1-2 years until you got a response, and then proceed with the consular processing. So what this waiver does, it pre-approves the waiver so that when you go to your interview, the USCIS has already waived your unlawful presence. So who qualifies for this? You have to have a spouse or parent that's a United States citizen or resident. So this is called a qualifying relative. So children don't count. You have to show extreme hardship to your spouse or parent. How do you apply? So once you have your petition approved, let's say it's an I-130 or an I-140 and the case is already at the National Visa Center, once you're able to pay the visa, that's when you can prepare the waiver and file the application. The consular process is going to be continuing at the same time. You have to maintain contact with the National Visa Center so they don't issue another fee invoice. That's very important. So, and then they keep the case open while you're waiting for the answer for the waiver. Once the waiver is approved, you complete the consular processing with National Visa Center so that they schedule the interview, and then you have to depart the country before you to get your visa. So it's very important that you talk to an immigration attorney before you file this or go through the consular processing process, because this waiver only waives the unlawful presence ground. It doesn't waive any other ground of inadmissibility. So we have to do this evaluation before so that we know if you would qualify for this or not, because if you apply for it, yes, they waive your unlawful presence, but then if you go to the consulate and the consular officer says you're inadmissible because you committed fraud or something else, then they revoke the waiver and you have to start all over again, waiting in the outside of the United States to get a decision. If you have any questions on this, if you think you may qualify and you want to consult with us, feel free to send us a message, give us a call, book a consultation. We're still doing Zoom, Skype, or telephone consultations, so feel free to contact us. Thank you, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Thank you.